Hi, this is Beth Azor, and this is my podcast, I Own a Shopping Center, Now What? So today I want to tell you a story about a deal that I was trying to buy, and there was a lot of competition. We felt that there was going to be a lot of competition, and in fact there was. And I was talking about it with my partner as we were preparing for there to be a lot of competition. This was a deal that I had been working on for 2 years, and no one knew that it was coming available. I had heard about it at a city council meeting. Those places are very valuable, so you should attend them in the markets that you buy if you're not buying all over the country. As you all know, I do not. I buy within 10 minutes of my house, so my home market is where I want to have as much information as possible. And I found out some information about a site that was going to be coming available. And so I worked on it for 2 years. And one of my partners said to me, "What is the most important thing to the sellers?" And I told them fast close. I told him fast close because I had learned that after 2 years of cultivating the relationship with the seller. So he said, okay, ask them if we can go on site now before they award the person they're going to sell to, if we could go on site and do the environmental survey and at our own risk of cost. So if they don't pick us, it's not no harm, no foul for them. It's just a loss of our expense to do the survey and the title and the environmental. So I asked them if we could go on site and do a couple, do the phase 1 and the phase 2. And we did the survey and the title. And in the end, we were offered, they came to us and they said, okay, my grandparents, there's a young man that was involved. The grandparents who I had been dealing with for 2 years assigned the chore of picking who they were going to sell to their grandson. He was in his 20s. And he called and said, okay, my grandparents love you and they want to go with you. We need a higher price, and how fast can you close? And the higher price was within our range, no problem. And I was able to say I can close in 3 days. And that's because I had already done the environmental and the title and the survey. So if there's a situation where you think that you might be competing against a lot of people and the sellers want a fast close, this could be something that you could negotiate for in advance, like we did, to put you in a better position. I hope this idea helps. I think it's always great to think out of the box. I never would have thought about that. So talking to my partner about my concern that we were going to be competing against 5 other people is how he came up with the idea. I don't think he had ever done it before. He just thought about it. And I think it's important that we all think out of the box. And just because it's never done before, in his mind, I think it cost us less than $30,000 to get this done. I can't remember. It was a while back. But very cheap money against the potential of the long-term win on buying the asset, which is a phenomenal asset. We still own it. It was a strip club. We bought the strip club, knocked it down, and built the strip center. We purchased it for the land for $3.3. We built the property, and the NOI today is, I think, in the 740 range. So a great, great deal. And it's just myself and him. We're the only partners in the deal. One of the 5 bidders came up to me at a shopping center conference a month after we beat him out, and he told me that I paid $300,000 too much. And at the moment, I have to admit, I was thinking, oh gosh, I hope I didn't, since we bought the land on spec. But no, we didn't. But we knew the market better than anyone else. We knew the market better than the other 5. And I think we got the jump ball. Not only that, because we were able to close faster, but because we had cultivated the relationship for the 2 years with the older couple who owned it. So I hope this helps. If you like the podcast, share, like, and comment, and DM me if you have any topics you would like to discuss on a future episode. Have a great week. Hey, listeners of I Own a Shopping Center, Now What? We have done some research and we have found out that 92% of the listeners are men in the ages of 50 to 70. So what I wanted to do is shout out to all of you. Thank you for listening. But I wanted to shout out to all of you. If you have a wife or a sister or a daughter, I have a conference every year in March called the Women's Real Estate Investment Summit. There are 250 women that attend, and probably 75% of them are investors in all kinds of different asset classes. We've had women that are fix and flippers, women that have invested in storage, hospitality, student housing, of course, retail, and you name it, senior living, multiple different asset classes, car wash funds. And the women in the room, what I do is I interview women that are investors, and then those women go into breakout rooms and do like a deep dive on how they underwrite their deals, multifamily, etc. And a lot of the women in the room have started investing with each other, which is great, which is helping my goal and mission of getting more women to invest in commercial real estate. But if you have a wife, a daughter, a sister, a mother, that maybe you want them to learn a little bit more about the industry, or maybe they're running your properties with you, have them come. It's March 4th through the 6th. We opened registration last week. We've already sold over 50% of the tickets. I highly predict that we will be sold out by year end. Maybe this would be a great holiday present for the woman in your life. So think about it. You can find out all of the information on bethazor.com. Just scroll down to the summit and you can read all about it there. It is life-changing for the women who attend. At least that's what all the testimonials tell me. And this will be our 6th year. So we've really honed it in and figured it out. So would love to see the ladies in your lives come and meet me and talk about real estate investing. Ciao.